because you stood me up 3 times. It's because you stood me up 3 times.
But you had
me there. You had me feeling like we were gonna do something, and then you act like you didn't want to do nothing. And you ain't gonna get off.
And we never
because there's plenty of people that's out there that's waiting.
You didn't have to say that.
No, I'm
because
saying
then we both could say that.
You were dealing with other people. Why is it wrong for me to say I had other people interested in me? You saying don't do that?
Oh my God. I don't want to talk about this no more because you're going to stick to what you're saying and I'm going to stick to how I'm feeling and it's not going to end well. Then you're going to be mad and there's no reason to be mad because
Brat didn't just file for divorce. She dropped an absolute atomic bomb on celebrity family law. She has officially petitioned the court for full physical custody of her son, True. But Judy is digging her heels in, and LisaRaye just stepped directly into the crossfire to wage an all-out public war.
When people ask stuff about you, she will either not respond or she'll say no comment. I just feel like the same respect that she gives you, why can't she have that same respect from you?
So let me tell me what you thought I should have said.
I would have no comment. I honestly would have no comment. I feel like you just asked me my opinion and what would I do?
That's not my personality at all. It's not, because here's the thing. When somebody asks me something,
but then if she responds to these same questions, she won't do that to you.
I don't care what
she wouldn't do that to you. But she wouldn't do that to you.
Thank you for telling me.
She wouldn't.
And
look at the undisputed facts. On record, LisaRaye never trusted Judy, accusing her of using Brat's iconic hip-hop legacy as a springboard for her corporate hair empire. But financial filings expose a far more brutal reality. Judy was the multi-million-dollar breadwinner funding their entire lifestyle, meaning every TV contract, brand deal, and asset is now at total risk of collapse. Here is the ultimate legal deadlock. Brat carried this pregnancy at 49 years old and gave birth. But Judy provided the biological egg. Family law experts are calling this an unprecedented battle of genetic motherhood versus gestational rights. One woman owns the DNA, the other birthed the child, and LisaRaye is about to blow their entire courtroom strategy wide open. The initial shockwave of the divorce filing quickly morphed into an aggressive public conflict, primarily driven by LisaRaye McCoy's immediate intervention. LisaRaye did not hesitate to publicly insert herself into the proceedings, aligning firmly behind her sister, Brat. This reaction transformed a private marital dissolution into a highly visible family feud. LisaRaye's public statements confirmed long-standing tensions, explicitly framing Judy as an opportunistic figure who entered the relationship with strategic financial motives rather than genuine personal commitment. LisaRaye's position introduces a distinct perspective regarding the origins of the marriage. Throughout public appearances and media commentary over the years, LisaRaye maintained a degree of skepticism concerning Judy's intentions. Her recent statements reinforce her belief that Judy leveraged Brat's established cultural status within the hip-hop community to elevate the profile of her corporate venture, Kaleidoscope Hair Products. From LisaRaye's viewpoint, the relationship functioned as a promotional vehicle for Judy's brand, exploiting Brat's decades-long industry legacy to build corporate equity. This intervention by a family member alters the public narrative around the divorce. Rather than presenting the split as a standard breakdown between two partners, LisaRaye's narrative characterizes it as the culmination of an imbalanced dynamic. Public perception quickly bifurcated following her comments. One segment of the audience views LisaRaye's actions as protective sibling advocacy, addressing underlying issues that Brat may have overlooked during the marriage. Conversely, another section views her involvement as an unnecessary escalation that complicates an already intricate legal process. The tension between LisaRaye and Judy is rooted in contrasting operational styles and public personas. LisaRaye operates within traditional Hollywood and hip-hop entertainment structures, where industry longevity and legacy carry significant weight. Judy, on the other hand, represents the modern era of direct-to-consumer digital entrepreneurship, relying heavily on viral social media marketing, continuous personal documentation, and aggressive cross-promotion. This fundamental difference created consistent friction, particularly as Judy's business strategy increasingly integrated Brat's personal life and later, their child, into commercial campaigns. Financial records and business operations illustrate the extent to which their personal lives were tied to corporate ventures. Throughout their relationship, The couple co-starred in the reality television series Brat Loves Judy, which served as a major platform for promoting Judy's business lines. The show documented key personal milestones, including their wedding and the IVF process leading to the birth of their son, True Legend. This integration created a situation where personal family developments directly impacted commercial contracts, production schedules, and endorsement deals, making a clean separation far more complex. LisaRaye's public stance highlights the consequences of merging private family structures with corporate branding. By challenging Judy's credibility publicly, LisaRaye directly attacks the brand narrative that supported their joint business endeavors. This move creates significant friction for Judy, whose business model relies on maintaining a positive, highly visible personal image. A public dispute involving serious allegations of financial opportunism threatens the consumer trust that underpins her corporate operations. The situation is further complicated by the history of financial contributions within the household. While LisaRaye framing Judy as an opportunist emphasizes brand exploitation, financial realities indicate that Judy was the primary financial driver during the marriage. As the founder and CEO of a multi-million-dollar hair care company, Judy funded a substantial portion of their shared luxury lifestyle. This financial dynamic presents a complex contradiction. While Brat provided cultural capital and media access, Judy provided direct financial capitalization. This financial power dynamic inevitably impacted the marital structure. In relationships where one partner generates the vast majority of income while the other provides cultural or brand access, the dissolution of the partnership often leads to disputes over asset distribution and lifestyle maintenance. Brat's ongoing professional commitments, including her co-hosting role on the Ricky Smiley Morning Show, represent stable industry employment, but do not generate the massive capital reserves associated with owning a direct-to-consumer corporate empire. As LisaRaye continues to voice her opposition to Judy, the public focus shifts toward the potential legal ramifications of her statements. While family members frequently express strong opinions during high-profile divorces, public accusations regarding business ethics and motives can influence public sentiment and potentially impact settlement negotiations. Judy's legal team faces the challenge of insulating her business operations from the reputational fallout generated by LisaRaye's commentary. Ultimately, Act 2 demonstrates how LisaRaye's intervention escalated a standard legal separation into a public battle over legacy, motives, and financial control. By explicitly accusing Judy of commercial exploitation, LisaRaye ensured that the court battle over custody and assets would be fought under intense public scrutiny. The dispute no longer centers solely on the breakdown of a marriage, but on the true nature of the partnership that built their shared brand, setting the stage for a ruthless courtroom confrontation over their child and their assets. The legal mechanics driving this custody battle introduce an unprecedented statutory dilemma into family court, the biological paradox of gestational birth versus genetic material. When Brat and Jessica Judy Depart welcomed their son, True Legend, in July 2023, the medical process relied on reciprocal IVF. Judy provided the biological egg, a third-party donor provided the sperm, and Brat carried the pregnancy to term, giving birth at 49 years old. Now, as Brat petitions for full physical custody, state family law faces a direct collision between genetic rights and maternal gestational rights. This biological setup completely reshapes the legal leverage in court. In traditional surrogacy or IVF arrangements, clear legal contracts dictate parental rights prior to conception. However, in a marital union where both partners register as intentional mothers, the legal system struggles to prioritize one biological contribution over the other. Judy's claim rests on genetic ownership. The child inherits her direct DNA. Brat's claim rests on gestational motherhood, the biological, physical, and medical burden of carrying and delivering the child. The timing of Brat's custody petition reveals a calculated legal maneuver. Filing for full physical custody immediately upon entering divorce proceedings forces the court to determine primary residency before addressing shared parental responsibility. Under standard family law principles, courts prioritize the status quo of primary caretaking. Because Brat physically carried True and spent significant time as the primary at-home caregiver during her recovery and subsequent schedule, her legal team is leveraging gestational bonding as the foundation for primary physical custody. Conversely, Judy's counterposition hinges on the long-term intent of the IVF arrangement. Documentation from their reality series, Brat Loves Judy, as well as signed medical consent forms, established that the child was conceived as a joint family endeavor utilizing Judy's genetic lineage. In contested custody cases involving reciprocal IVF, genetic mothers often argue that withholding custody infringes upon their fundamental parental rights. If the court treats Judy purely as an egg donor rather than an equal biological parent, it sets a legal precedent that threatens non-gestational parents across similar family structures. This legal deadlock creates immense friction surrounding parental decision-making authority. Physical custody determines where the child resides, but legal custody dictates choices regarding medical care, education, and public exposure. Brat's petition seeks to limit Judy's unilateral decision-making power over True, particularly regarding his involvement in public brand campaigns. Since his birth, True Legend has been featured extensively across Judy's corporate platforms, effectively turning the child's public image into a commercial asset for her haircare empire. The commercialization of True Legend adds a layer of economic conflict to the custody petition. Brat's legal team argues that integrating an infant into corporate promotional campaigns and social media marketing requires strict parental consent and protective financial trusts. If Brat secures primary legal custody, she gains the legal authority to pull True off commercial platforms, effectively shutting down Judy's ability to feature him in product lines or brand promotions. This transforms the custody dispute from a personal disagreement into a direct threat to corporate marketing strategies. Public legal discourse has shifted dramatically as family law experts weigh in on the case. Legal scholars note that while gestational mothers almost universally receive automatic legal maternity status at birth, genetic mothers who do not give birth must rely on precise pre-birth orders or adoption decrees to lock in equal parental standing. If Judy's legal team failed to execute specific post-birth parental orders clarifying equal legal rights outside of the marriage contract, Brat's status as the birth mother gives her a distinct statutory advantage in state family court. The financial fallout of this legal deadlock extends directly to court-ordered support obligations. Should Brat win primary physical custody, Judy, as the primary high-earning genetic parent, faces substantial child support payments calculated against her multi-million-dollar business income. This flips the financial power dynamic entirely. The partner who bankrolled the luxury lifestyle during the marriage would now be legally mandated to fund the child's upbringing under Brat's exclusive household control. As the court dates draw closer, the legal teams are digging into the original IVF contracts signed prior to conception. These documents contain the exact legal waivers, intent agreements, and parental designations established before the procedure took place. Any ambiguity in those original medical contracts could strip one parent of primary decision-making authority entirely, making the upcoming evidentiary hearings a high-stakes standoff over contract law, genetic rights, and maternal custody. But just when the internet thought the situation couldn't get worse, a new detail completely changed the narrative. Court records revealed an unratified premarital agreement that calls into question whether their entire shared business structure was ever legally protected in the first place. The peak of this confrontation exposes the fragile financial architecture holding their shared brand together. When Brat and Jessica Judy Depart tied the knot in 2022, their union was immediately integrated into a commercial enterprise. The WeTV reality show Brat Loves Judy became the central vehicle for monetizing their personal life, generating millions in broadcast revenue and driving massive traffic to Judy's haircare company, Kaleidoscope Hair Products. However, unratified premarital documents and blurred corporate structures now reveal that their personal relationship was fundamentally intertwined with corporate balance sheets, leaving both parties exposed to devastating financial fallout. The financial stakes reached a critical turning point following the birth of their son, True Legend, in July 2023. What was presented as a personal milestone rapidly transformed into a cross-promotional marketing engine. True Legend was featured across corporate social media campaigns, product line launches, and promotional events, directly contributing to brand engagement and corporate revenue. This dynamic created an intricate commercial web where the child's public image became an asset of the business, setting up the exact financial explosion currently playing out in family court. The economic model began to fracture when production updates for Season 4 of Brat Loves Judy stalled completely. Without active broadcast revenue, the financial disparity between the two women became impossible to ignore. Judy remained the primary high-earning CEO controlling the corporate infrastructure, while Brat maintained her steady salary as a co-host on the Ricky Smiley Morning Show. As personal tensions escalated, the separation of personal funds from corporate accounts turned into an operational nightmare, triggering immediate legal battles over asset distribution, intellectual property rights, and commercial endorsements tied to their joint image. Now, at the absolute peak of this crisis, the financial consequences have triggered a complete shift in public and industry perception. The dispute is no longer viewed as a routine celebrity breakup, but as a cautionary tale of over-commercializing personal milestones. Court filings confirm that Brat is seeking physical custody while challenging the continued commercial use of their son's image, directly threatening Judy's ability to utilize True Legend in future Kaleidoscope marketing campaigns. Media executives and entertainment attorneys note that pulling a child out of established brand deals destabilizes corporate contracts, potentially forcing advertisers and retailers to pause lucrative endorsement deals until the custody dispute is legally settled. Commentators and internet analysts argue that the marriage collapsed under the weight of financial pressure once reality TV money dried up, leaving Judy to bankroll the household while Brat sought legal ways to protect her independence and her child's future. This financial standoff leaves both women facing irreversible consequences. Judy risks losing a central marketing narrative that fueled her corporate growth, while Brat faces a costly legal battle against a partner with virtually limitless financial resources. As court dates draw near, the high-stakes legal reality facing Brat and Jessica Judy Depart comes down to an unprecedented standoff over genetic rights, gestational motherhood, and multi-million-dollar corporate assets. A marriage that began with grand public celebrations and reality TV ratings has now devolved into an all-out courtroom war, with LisaRaye openly pushing for a total severance between the two stars. The most explosive unresolved question remains: will family law courts prioritize the birth mother who physically carried and delivered the baby at 49 years old, or the genetic mother whose biological DNA formed the child's origin? If Brat secures full physical custody, she completely strips Judy of legal control over True Legend's public image, commercial endorsements, and lucrative brand deals. But if Judy wins based on biological egg ownership, Brat could face the ultimate nightmare of losing primary custody of the child she birthed into this world. Now, I want to hear from you. Who do you think actually holds the legal and moral high ground here? Brat, who carried the baby, or Judy, who provided the genetic egg? And is LisaRaye genuinely protecting her sister, or is her public intervention making the split way worse? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because this debate is completely splitting the internet. If you want to stay ahead of every major development and legal update on this case, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications right now. Because right as we speak, both legal teams are submitting their final evidence, and an unsealed court document is about to be leaked that could force one of these women to walk away with absolutely nothing.